What's up, YouTube? Casual Paul here. Today we're going to get into the reinforcement of the 1-2 shift fork for the all-wheel drive CRX build. If you guys want to see more of that content, subscribe now. Please hit that thumb button, notification bell, so you guys can stay up to date with the build. But without further ado, guys, let's just get straight into the build and reinforce the shift fork. Check it out. Alright guys, here's the CRV all-wheel drive transmission that's going into the CRX. I'm going to show you guys how to reinforce the 1-2 shift fork step by step as best as I can. So we have to remove this guy right here. There's a C-clip under there that removes the case. Well, in order to remove it, we have to remove these guys right here. We're going to take out this assembly. We're going to take out the transfer case. There's another bolt under here that we have to take off. The detent springs and the little balls in there have to come off. So let me get some tools and we'll go through it step by step. Hopefully I can show you guys exactly how to take it apart, and then we'll get down to reinforcing the 1-2 shift fork so we can make it nice and strong. So when we hit that track, trying to go 10s or faster or close to 10s, we're not gonna break this thing. So let me get some tools and we'll get at it. The first thing we're going to remove is the transfer case, and it's held on by 4 14mm bolts. So we're gonna go ahead and take these off right now. It's kind of hard to do it in one hand. Let me remove them. I'll show you guys exactly which ones they are. This one, this one, this one, and there is that one down there. So let me take them off and I'll be right back. So we remove these 4 bolts. I have that little bracket right here that comes off. And after you remove the 4 bolts, the transfer case will just slide right out. It's hard to kind of do it with one hand. But there it is. That's the way it just comes off like that. So we'll put this off to the side. So the next guy we're going to take off is this 12mm bolt right here. And it's hard to hold the camera and hit it with the impact. So I'm going to put you guys down for a second and take this off, and I'll come right back. Okay, let's move along. We got these detent bolts that hold the detent springs on. So we're going to take those off right now. Hopefully I can do this holding the camera. You gotta be careful. You got some springs in here. You can see that spring. You don't want to lose none of this. There's the other one right there. Probably going to upgrade the detent springs to something more better. So let me get my magnet real quick. So see if I can get them with this magnet. Well, if I rock it down a little bit. Alright, let me put you guys down. Be right back. So that's the way they look when they come out. And that's it, just don't lose them. The next thing to take off is this, and I already went ahead and loosened it, so I can show you guys. Comes off like that. In here, if you could see that clip right there with the two little things sticking out. Let's see if I can point to it real quick. Right, that and that right here, those two, you have to separate them. In order to take the case off, you have to separate them. You could do it with pliers or whatever, but I have this C-clip remover or clip remover, whatever it is. And with pliers, you actually have to open them up in order to remove this with like some needle nose pliers. But with this, you squeeze and it opens up there, so I can grab that clip, open it up. So I'm gonna need 2 hands to do this, so I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys down. Okay, what's next is we're gonna remove all these bolts all the way around the case. So let me hit that real quick. All right, we took out all the bolts, all the 12mm bolts that go around. We're gonna remove this guy right here. I already loosened it up, so just remember not to lose none of these, or make sure you know where they go. Now what I'm gonna try to do is take the case off without having to remove the selector. But if I have to, I will take that selector off. And hopefully I'll be able to have this case off. I'm gonna put you guys down and try to get this off. There it is. It's all pulled off. I pulled off the other half. I did have to remove the selector. I don't know if that was holding it in, but as soon as I removed that, everything came off nicely. There's the inside. I'm going to go ahead and clean all that up. This is the 1-2 shift fork that we're going to reinforce right here. So we remove those 2 10mm bolts right there, and we can pull the whole stack off. Also, here's the diff. I was going to put a phantom grip in it, but I decided not to. I was talking to Hunter Tuned. Go check him out. His YouTube channel is awesome. He's doing a budget GSR build right now. His Honda, I believe he ran low 10s on it, or don't quote me, could be lower, could be 9s, or was that as a Mustang? Can't quite remember. But anyway, he built one and he ran pretty fast. So I was talking to him about the phantom grip. He said that with the power I'm going to put into this, a phantom grip is going to just blow up and it's going to grenade this transmission. I don't want to do that because I already had such a hard time trying to find this transmission. So maybe down the line, yeah, I'll get a backup and we'll do something like that. But if he can run low 10s, even 9s on open diff, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it open. I was going to weld it at one point, and then I heard that it's just really bad. Even though our rear is welded, it's really bad to weld the front. I mean, it wasn't going to be a street car anyway. I was going to try to keep it straight race. But, yeah, you already know how we do it, though. Straight race car, somebody pulls up, you know, I'm going to hit it on the street. So, but anyway, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead and run open diff. I know I was going to do a giveaway with some phantom grips eventually, but I'm still trying to do my first giveaway. So 1,000 subscribers, and check it out. It's in one of the past videos. See what I'm giving away. As soon as I get 1,000 subscribers, I'll give it away. I'll still give a Phantom grip or something later on. Don't know exactly, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this open diff for now, and we're just gonna send it and see what it does. So we're gonna take those 10mm bolts off right there, and then we can go ahead and pull the whole stack out, and then remove the shift forks, and we'll get to reinforcing them. So let me get everything together, pick up a couple of my tools, and we'll go from there, guys. See you in a second. All right, guys, here's where we're at so far. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the stack, and what I went and did is I just zip tied everything together. I mean, you don't have to do that. You can just grab everything in one unit, and it all comes together as one shot, except for this guy right here. Sometimes it just pops out and falls over. But anyways, for everybody doing this the very first time, I do recommend take some pictures of everything you do, so in case something falls apart or comes off, you know exactly where it goes back together. Take plenty of pictures, top, bottom, sides, all the way around, video, whatever you have to do, mental memory, just as long as you remember exactly where everything went in case this stack comes apart. So what we're gonna do is remove these two 10s. It'll take this bracket off, and then it'll free up the stack to come off completely. Like I said, I always zip tie it because I just feel that they're just a little bit safer for me, but yeah. All right, guys, so let me get this done, and I'll show you when it's done. So I removed the stacks. They're right here. I went ahead and cut the zip tie. You know, as soon as you cut that zip tie, everything moves, you know. You can take all your shift forks off if you want. I kind of just leave them alone. And here's what we want. This is the first and second shift fork. So we're gonna see what we can do to reinforce this to make it a little stronger. It bends sometimes right here on this long piece right here, or breaks off right here. So we want to reinforce this somehow to make it stronger. Maybe we might plate the sides, and then put maybe some little angles, top and bottom, see what clearances I got right here on the gears. So, and clutches, so you need to make sure your shift fork goes in like this. So when you do your plating, you need to make sure that none of your plating is going to interfere with any of these gears right here, because if not, you're going to have a bigger problem. So yeah, see, it looks like we're pretty clear to do some really good plating. I don't know, this hole seems like it might weaken it, but I don't want to plate over that or something, and then oil or something has to get through that, because that's there for a reason. So yeah, but as soon as I'm done plating this one up or reinforcing it some way, I will get back. So we left off with the shift fork coming out of the transmission. Now it's time to reinforce it and weld it up. So I got a piece of steel plate here. I got my templates. I made sure, double checked that nothing was gonna hit. I have my saw set up right here, ready to cut out my templates. I had to make this stand to hold my saw. I'm gonna post a video on how I made that as well, so you guys should check it out. I just need to clean it up and paint. But let me cut out these pieces for the shift fork, the 1-2 shift fork, and we'll go from there. We got my dog right here, Shadow. Shadow, say hi, Shadow. He wants to be in the video. People were asked about him jumping the other day on my back door. So yeah, that's my German Shepherd. He's such a spoiled dog. But let me get these cut out, guys, and we'll go from there. All right, so here we go. I went ahead and cut out my pieces out of some sheet steel. Also, I went ahead and tacked it all together. So this is my piece right here, and it's only tacked temporarily because I'm gonna go ahead and weld it all up solid. But it's only tacked now because I was making sure everything worked, everything fit together. So yeah, this is the way it's gonna go on. Let me see if I can do this with one hand and hold the camera. But it goes on there. I'm going to finish welding. I'm gonna weld it there. I'm gonna weld it back here, all the way around, insides. Throw a weld here, real good. I already measured everything, make sure nothing's gonna hit. I shifted in and out of gear to make sure nothing was gonna hit, so we're good. I went ahead and made sure that this tab right here hit here, so I can reinforce this piece along with the shaft itself, so it doubles up to reinforce this and that. I know I talked about not covering up this hole in the other video that I had did, but what I'm going to do is get a drill bit and I'm going to just drill the hole back out after I weld everything in. So that's it, guys, right there. Let me get everything welded up and I'll come back to you guys and we'll move on to the next step. But like I said, guys, this right here is something that's beefy, really good, so it will not break and it will not bend. You know, I wish I can go all the way up here, but that's going to be really tough without getting in the way of the gears and anything like that. So I really do hope this is more of a beefy setup than, you know, some people just weld little tabs, you know, little gussets right there just to, some people do gussets on the bottom as well, all four, which is cool, you know, it might do the job, but I wanted to, you know, be sure, you know, I wanted to make something that was going to be really secure and strong enough to hold everything. You know, do it once and I won't have to redo it again unless I break it or something. But this is my idea, guys, so if you guys want to go ahead and do it, fine. You know, maybe you guys can come up with a way to make it reach out here without hitting anything. I was actually going to take a little strip of plate and plate all the way to the edge. I mean, I know we used to do that when we reinforce lowrider frames and stuff like that. You know, we actually plate the whole frame and we take pieces off. But the thing about this is there's gears in the way, so I don't want to take a chance with that. But guys, let me go ahead and finish this up and I will get back to you when it's all nice and done and welded up, and then we can start reassembling everything. We'll see you guys in a minute. So here it is, all welded up. Just go around, just check out how I reinforced it all the way around. See if I can get some close-ups of the insides. I mean, I try to grind it down really nice in there, but it was really tough to fit my grinding wheel in there. But all in all, As this focuses, I think it came out okay, guys. It's gonna work. It's gonna be very tough, very strong. You know, it's gonna take the abuse. I mean, I threw some black paint that I had laying around over it, but I think I'm gonna take it off. I mean, I threw it on there so it wouldn't rust, because after I grinded some of the welds down. But yeah, I think I'm going to remove that paint. So let's go test it out and see how the fitment is, and you can see how everything's gonna work. So here's the gear stacks, and let me see if I can show you guys here with one hand while I hold the camera. So first and second goes right here, and then we got the rest of the gears that come around right there. So I'll just get those out of the way real quick. But as you can see, there is plenty of clearance even when I change the gear, and there's no binding up nowhere. The bottom's completely free. I didn't put no reinforcement on the bottom. When the gear changes, let me see if I can do this with one hand, which is so hard. Nope. Well, I can't do it with one hand, guys. There we go. See how it changes? I mean, it changes all the way up. And if I can get it back. That's all the way up. No binding, no, it's not gonna hit nowhere at all. So we are fully reinforced. I think it's much stronger this way. It might be overkill. I mean, you guys want to do little gussets if you want, that'll be fine. But I said I'm in here once. I don't want to come back in here again unless I necessarily have to. So yeah, I might as well reinforce it. Plus, like I said, when I used to do frame reinforcing and all that stuff, for lowriders and stuff like that, I just kind of took it overboard. You know, that part of me kicked in, and my welder is not the best because I'm running, I don't have a TIG, so I'm running a MIG welder, wire fed MIG with flux core wire in it, so I do not even have the gas. So yeah, I mean, the splatter's horrible. And that is why I had to grind in here pretty good and grind the way around, because I had to get rid of all the splatter. I made sure I protected all these so I wouldn't get no splatter at all. Quick reminder, that hole right here, you see I still got a tiny little bit right there. I don't know if you can see that little thing from the splatter. But I'm gonna drill this hole out because I don't know what it's for, but it was put there for a reason. I just wanted to show you guys how tough this is gonna be, and wanted to show you guys that it does engage into gears with no problems, and doesn't hit any of the gears or the stacks. Also, I ordered my D10 springs. So those should be coming in, and we're ready to put this thing together. I mean, poor thing's been sitting right here, so I'm gonna brake clean it really good. Change out, I'm gonna check the bearings, see if I have to change any out. All seals I'm gonna change out, and then we're gonna assemble the stacks, guys. So almost ready here. Let me see what seals I got and what I have to change out. And then I'm gonna assemble this, guys. And the next time you see this, the stack should be in the transmission. Well, here it is. The stacks are back in to the transmission. There's the shift fork, the super duper reinforced shift fork, the 1-2. I went ahead and put a hole back in it again because just in case oil has to flow through it or something, they want to cause no problems. So I went ahead and put that back. So guys, it's just reassembly now. I mean, you guys remember how everything came apart, I mean. So just put everything back in reverse, the way you took it off. This goes in between here. Also, I gotta clean up the case so I can get my Honda bond together, but I'm waiting on some seals. My auto parts store didn't have the seals, so they have to order them for me. They should be here. I also got my G10 springs from Speed Factory right there, stronger than stock D10 springs, so I'm gonna put those in. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm not gonna show you guys how to put it back together. It's just the same way as when I took it apart, but in reverse. And if you guys get lost, just YouTube has a lot of videos on how to reassemble this B-Series transmission. If not, when you take yours apart, make sure you take plenty of pictures and make sure you have plenty of video so you can refer back to that when you're taking it apart. I always use the zip tie because it just feels more safer to me, because honestly, I do not know every single little gear and every synchro in there. Hopefully one day I'll learn it. But there you guys go, so you guys can check that out. Fully reinforced, guys. And like I said, I'm gonna clean it all up, put some Honda bond, get my seals, put those in, put some Honda bond, seal it all back together, guys. And we are done with the transmission. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it open diff because I didn't want to run the Phantom grip, the cheap Phantom grips, or any Phantom grip in that matter, because of the shavings that come off the Phantom grip and all that stuff. I don't want to damage the transmission faster than I probably already am. So with that said, we're going to leave the welded diff in the rear and we're going to leave an open diff in the front. So yeah, guys, that's it right there. That's the reinforcement of the 1-2 shift fork for this CRV 5-speed transmission, which is going into the all-wheel drive CRX build. Stay tuned. There's going to be way more content coming on this all-wheel drive CRX. I got a lot in store for you guys. I'm just trying to situate everything with my brother's car, which is still in here, guys. I mean, he's waiting on a few sensors and things to get that out, but still waiting. I need to bring my car in here so I can begin all the fun stuff, putting in the differential, putting in the control arms, and building the motor. If you guys haven't seen, go back a couple videos, and I got my GSR from CSS, 700 horsepower plus, guys. So we're gonna try to make 850, 900 horsepower on that. CSS came out cherry. It's perfect, guys. I love it. I love the way it looks at it. I got the O-rings running with that. They went ahead and decked the block. So I'm going to go ahead and send it out to get bored. 81.5, and then get my pistons and rods and all that stuff. We can start building that. I got a lot of content for you guys. So please, guys, like, subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Tell your friends to subscribe. Your grandma, your mom, your dad, your auntie, everybody, your neighbor. Have your cat subscribe, your dog subscribe, guys. I need all the subscribers I can get. As you can see, I do this, guys, out of my own pocket to do this for you guys. I don't have no sponsors. I have nothing. This is all me building it for you to show you guys what it takes to do it. So I hope you guys learned something off my videos, because knowledge is the key. And if I can teach you guys something, you guys can teach me something, that's perfect. That's great. Thank you guys. I'm Casual Paul, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
About what has been, I only care about your soft skin.